Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to be talking about an important topic, one topic that's actually really popular when we're talking with clients here at Glassdoor, and that's about employee engagement and what that means about improve and how to develop an employee engagement strategy to improve your brand. This is one topic that we discuss a lot with our clients, and it's an important one because it really has a true effect on your reputation and what job seekers are seeing as they come to Glassdoor. So to start off, my name is Eric Rivas. I am here based out of Dublin at our EMEA headquarters. I'm one of the account managers dedicated to our clients, and we're going to be doing these client trainings monthly on topics that our clients are requesting and are popular topics to really help you engage with Glassdoor and make sure that you're getting the most out of the platform. So to start off, the agenda today is going to be one, we're going to take you through on ways to understand your employer brand, where to find this information within your tools and resources that you have as clients of Glassdoor. Secondly, we're going to go through some top employee engagement strategies, 5 key strategies that have been working for different employers, and ways to engage with your current employees and have them be advocates for your brand. Secondly, we're going to go through best practices in responding to reviews. This is really important as well as we talk about employee engagement. It's important that you have a voice in the conversation, and that when people and when your employees are talking about what it's like working at your organization, that you are proactively getting in front of those reviews and responding to them, so candidates could see that. And lastly, we'll save some time for Q&A in case anyone has any questions. So to start off, what is an employer brand? I think the best person that has said this is Jeff Bezos, out of the founder and CEO of Amazon. He says, "Your brand is what other people say about you when you're not in the room." That's very important because at the end of the day, you can put a bunch of branding up. You can tell people what you believe your employer brand means, but really what it comes down to is what people are saying, what your employees are saying about you to their friends, family, to referrals, all the important people that are deciding whether or not you're an organization that they're going to want to work for. Which brings us to our next point. The beginning of any strategy of employee engagement or employer branding starts with understanding and listening to what your employees are saying. That's the key thing. If we're not doing our due diligence and researching and understanding what your employees want, then we're not going to be able to come up with any strategies moving forward. So it's important to understand what employees are saying. So ask yourself a couple key questions. Would current employees at your organization recommend your company to a friend? So ask yourself that. On a scale between 1 to 5, which is what employees are rating you as a company to work for, where do you think you land today? Secondly, is there any room for improvement within your organization? As you look at some of the key things your employees are saying, do you find areas right now that need fixing? And lastly, what's your current company rating on Glassdoor? And we're going to dive in a little bit deeper. It's like not just what is your overall rating, but what is your rating by location, by department? These are all ways that we're going to figure out where the key areas are that need improvement and where we need to focus on when developing a strategy around employee engagement. So first, listen to what your employees are saying. So within the Employer Center, you do have access to understanding reviews by location. So for example, here, this is a company out of the UK that operates in many different locations within England. And you can see here that as they start to break down the reviews left on your page, you can see maybe there's certain key offices within your organization, whether it's across the seas or within a certain country. And if you operate within different locations, start to dive in, like what are people saying within those offices? Is there any key differentiators that maybe people are feeling as though the career opportunities in one office isn't represented the same way in a different one? And start to dive in to see, we offer the same comp and benefits between all of our employees across offices. So why is it that in this particular case, for example, why is it in London different than maybe Birmingham? Why are people thinking that the compensation or benefits are different? Is it a means of communication to those employees that are different between HR? So those are the things to look at. Secondly, you can look at by department. So start looking at different titles. Look at where your reviews are coming from. Now, not every employee will put their title as public within Glassdoor, but for the ones that do, you can start diving into, are there key areas of weaknesses within your organization based off all of these criteria that employees are reviewing you on? So these are things that you need to look at as an employer to make sure that you're seeing the right information. Secondly, you need to understand not only what's good about your organization, which is really important, you need to understand what people are also not too happy about. This is a word cloud that is developed within your employer center. You need 50 reviews in order to start seeing this for us to get enough information to create this. But you do have access to this, and it's important because the bigger the word is, it's more times used within those reviews in the pros or cons section. You can actually click into one of these reviews and actually dive into which reviews these are coming from and who's saying them. So, for example, here, on the constructive side of things, there's growing pains at this organization. And to see, maybe that might be coming from a single department. So I might want to dive into that a little bit more and see where that information is coming from and what about growing pains is a struggle for these employees. Where to find this information within your employer center? You should all have access to the employer center on the back end of Glassdoor. You should get admin access, and where you find this is in the analytics section. On the upper left-hand side, you'll see this squared off with the red box. And then you can move on down to where it says reviews breakdown. And these, you can see the ratings by location, ratings by job title, and the keyword word cloud that I showed you. So it all starts with research. And when you understand this information, that's when it's time to start utilizing reviews to start fixing problems. We understand that no company is perfect. However, every company has control over making sure that they're understanding what employees are saying and fixing the problems at hand. The reason why this is important is because 83% of recruiters describe today's talent market as a candidate-driven market. What this means is that candidates are going to do all their due diligence and research before they apply at your company. They have unlimited amounts of opportunities out in your market. There's tons of competition within your marketplace, and they're applying to multiple different companies when they apply for you. So what is going to make you stand out when they're applying for your organization? Another thing is that employees are 3 times more credible than the CEO when talking about work conditions. People want transparent information from the people that are working there. So that's why Glassdoor has become so popular, is that people are coming to the site to understand what is it like working at this organization, because I can go to a company's career site and I can hear all the great things, but on Glassdoor they get a 360 view, not only to hear from the employer side, which is important, but also to hear from the employees. 75% of people turn to peers before making their own decision about a brand. So people are going to ask people within your organization. And if someone doesn't know anyone within your organization, that's where Glassdoor also plays a part. We are the referral for people that don't have referrals within your organization. So we're going to talk a little bit today about encouraging feedback. This is the beginning of employee engagement. So once you understand where the key areas are that maybe have weaknesses or strengths within your organization, then you can start encouraging feedback within your company. And so there's a few key strategies, but first, the reason why this is important is because candidates today have higher expectations than they did in the past. It's not just about putting a job up and your job description up anymore. People want to hear everyone's perspective because this is one of the biggest decisions of their life is going to be on where to work. And what we hear is 90% of people want to work for a company that embraces transparency. We all want this. You yourself as an employee want a company that embraces transparency. You know where the company is going, the direction of the organization, the decisions from the senior management, from leadership. You want to know all that information as an employee that's working at your organization. We all want it. And so that's why transparency is so important. So key strategies. So think about this. So employee engagement is a way of outreach within your employees to start building advocates within your company, employees that will speak on your behalf about what it's like working at your organization. So some key things to look at: new hires. So one of the things that employers are doing that are doing it really well, they're looking at onboarding. So within the person's first probation period, whether it's a 3-month probation period or a 6-month probation period, depending on your company. After that probation period, once they make it through, that's when people are receiving information about, go onto Glassdoor and tell us what it's been like so far working here at our company. Secondly is anniversaries and promotions. So during anniversaries, so at a 1-year anniversary, you can send an email to that person. They've been there for a full year, 2 years, 3 years. It doesn't matter. At each point in their tenure, they should be able to speak on your behalf. These people have been with the company for a while, so they know what it's truly like working there, and they can be true advocates for your employer brand. Promotions as well. When someone receives a promotion, you know they've been through the process. They've done what needed to be done to go on to the next level. Their voice is important to help your brand. So reach out to those people that are in their anniversary or promotion period. And it's okay to hit people multiple times throughout the year, because sometimes what we see is it takes more than one time to ask someone for feedback in order to get even just one review. Include this in your email signature. So a lot of companies within HR are including this within their email signature when messaging employees internally. Rate our company. Leave honest feedback about what it's like working here at our company. Company-wide emails. So if you truly feel as though your company is at a stage where you can send out an email to the entire company just asking for some honest feedback, that is obviously the best way to reach massive amount of people within one email. And lastly, one creative thing to do is put signs and stickers around the office. So here on the right-hand side, what you'll see is a poster that we created. We can give this to clients, so you can print these out within at your company. But these are posters about empowering your people. Let your voice be heard. Leave a review on Glassdoor. Employees want their voice to be heard. A lot of people have internal employee engagement surveys, but a lot of times employees are reluctant to even write the truth about that because they always feel a little bit scared that they can actually pinpoint who in the organization it is. So people are more likely to write some information on a third-party platform like Glassdoor. So let their voice be heard. Empowering your people and your employees will only make them want to work at your company and stay longer. The key in all of this is messaging, making sure that you're not asking for a positive review. That's not the right way to do it. The right way to do it is ask for honest feedback. When you ask for honest feedback, that's when you're going to get the best results. Because it's okay that some things aren't right within your organization, but that only negative reviews is an opportunity to make things better, and negative reviews also validates positive reviews. So key things, reasons for employees to leave a review is one, help our company recruit great employees, make your voice heard, help candidates prepare for job interviews. All the information that employees are leaving on your page are only going to help you attract the right people. And ask your Glassdoor representative, with either it's myself or Nellie, might be your account manager. We have templates and the ability to support you in these initiatives. We work with clients on a daily basis around employee engagement. So let's start the conversation around what are the key messages and who are the key people within your organization that we need to involve to get this done. A key thing to all of this is also responding to reviews. One thing is to engage with your employees, but then show them that you're listening by responding to reviews. 62% of people agree that their perception of a company improves after seeing an employee respond to a review. This is really important because as an employer, it is important to your brand that as candidates come to your profile on Glassdoor, they need to see that you're being interactive with what employees are saying. Who should respond to a review? Well, first of all, make sure it's someone that can speak on behalf of your company, and make sure you are getting, permission from PR or whoever you need to get permission from to speak on behalf of your company before you do it. A lot of CEOs respond to reviews. We say that the best people to respond to reviews are the people in power that can actually make changes internally. So, for example, if a person reads a response from a CEO, that is really powerful. If a person reads a response from HR representative, that's a little bit less powerful because it might just be kind of a protocol for HR to respond. But if it's coming from someone that is in a position to make changes, then you know that the reviews are getting into the right person's hands and you know action is going to be made. So 5 key things to remember when responding. Take the high road. You're an employer. Sometimes things that are said on Glassdoor you might not agree with. But take the high road. Everyone has bad reviews. Make sure that you're responding to these reviews professionally. Demonstrate that you're actually genuinely interested. So don't just put a standard response to all reviews. Make sure that you're addressing the concerns of the review when you're responding. That way, people understand that this is a genuine response. First impressions are everything. So make sure you're checking for typos. Make sure that you're, addressing those concerns because candidates are looking at these reviews and they will see that you're responding to them as well. And the other thing is respond to both negative and positive reviews. Don't just respond to negative reviews. Positive ones are important as well. The people leaving reviews will get a response, an email saying that their employer has responded to their review. So make sure that they know that you're listening through the good and the bad. And lastly, just know that no one can respond back to your employer response. So an example here is from one of my clients, HomeServe. They have an incredible brand out in the UK. They have a 4.6 rating, and they do an incredible job responding to both positive reviews and also negative reviews. Their chief marketing officer is the one they're responding, and he's in charge of a lot of action within the organization. And this just shows that this is getting to the highest level at HomeServe. And because of this employee engagement, they've seen an incredible incredible results in their reputation within Glassdoor. Just note, 61% of people seek company reviews and ratings before making the decision to apply for a job. So know that people are going to be coming here before they apply, and make sure that you know what is being said and you have a voice in the conversation. As a job seeker, understand as well what job seekers are most interested in when they're looking for a new opportunity. So salary is not just the main driver of satisfaction. So don't just focus on compensation. Focus on things like culture and values, career opportunities, senior leadership. This is what's going to separate you among your competitors. Money is important as well, of course. But if you can separate yourself among culture and values and career opportunities, then you're going to really stand apart from the competition that are out there, the other companies that these job seekers are applying for. So at the end of the day, why does this all matter? The main reason is that people want transparency. We've seen it across many different industries. We all use Expedia. Some people may use Zoopla, which is a real estate website to look at and get insight into real-time real estate information. And then obviously Glassdoor for employment. So we use it all the time. TripAdvisor, for example, we use all the time for restaurants and where to travel, best recommendations, because we want to hear it from the people that have been there. And lastly, what we've seen is employee satisfaction has an impact, has a direct impact into financial performance. Our chief economist did a research project last year to look at company stock portfolios, and they compared it to employee satisfaction trends. And he found a direct correlation between the two. So as someone that won our best places to work last year, he can compare that to the S&P 500 and see that it's actually helping employees increase their stock if people at the organization are happy. So employee satisfaction is a very, very important thing. Contact us for resources. I'm many of your account managers. Nellie might be your account manager. We are more than willing to set up some time to talk further about this. There's resources within Glassdoor at glassdoor.co.uk/employers/resources, or just contact us. And we have the templates that we discussed here already, best examples around responding to reviews, etc. So with that said, with 5 minutes remaining, what I want to do is leave it open for some questions, if anyone has any. Okay, we have one question here. Someone asked, how often should we respond? So that's a great question. And obviously it depends on how big your organization is and how many reviews you're getting per month. What I typically say is try to respond once a month. So put an hour on your calendar, whether it's in the middle of the month or at the end of the month, and try to respond to 2 positive and 2 negative reviews. Or if you're a smaller company and you only receive 3 reviews in that month, then you have the opportunity to respond to all of your reviews. But if you're a larger company and you get a ton of reviews, then obviously, you can't respond to all of them. We understand that. Or maybe you can. But if you can't, make sure that on a monthly basis that you're responding to reviews. We usually say try to respond within 30 days, and if that's not possible, within 60 days is fine as well. Okay, someone else asked, are there risks in employee engagement? So what I'll say to that is, obviously know your company, right? We're not here, we can help you try to change things within your organization. Maybe there are things that need to be fixed within your organization, right? Just think back to the question I asked. On a scale between 1 to 5, ask yourself, what is your company rating if every single person within your company right now left a review? And if that in your mind should be higher than what's on Glassdoor, then you might feel more comfortable in reaching out to the wider company to ask for reviews. Just know that, if you're reaching out for honest feedback, you're going to get honest feedback. So know where your company is currently at within employee sentiment. That's a great question. Thank you. I'm just going to hang on here for a couple more minutes in case there's any other questions. You could type it into the box on the bottom right-hand side that you should see on your computer in case there are any other questions. Okay, I think we'll wrap it up for today as I don't see any other questions coming through. So if you have any questions, please let us know, and we will we'll send out an email afterwards. And please let us know if there's any topics that you want us to discuss in the future. Reach out to your Glassdoor representative for further discussion on this if you need to. But thank you so much for joining, and we'll be in touch.